Oh, holy moly, what happened there? It's getting crazier and crazier. So we reclaimed some land, but we have a little bit of a problem with the water because the landscaping gone a little bit wrong. 350,000, 399,000. Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. And today you join me on a challenge. The one tile or one square city kind of challenge. I know that there were people that tried to do that before and Bifa managed to get 50,000 residents and there was somebody else who managed to get 280,000. Anyway, let's see how far can we get. So we're going to use this map called Flatlands 2.5 infrastructure plus. Why we use this one? Because it has great connections, it has enough water, it has highway, it has connections to the rail that are not available unfortunately right now, and it is absolutely flat, as you might have guessed. Anyway, let's get on with it. So we're gonna start with our basic utilities and stuff. Let's get some water and heating. Do we need heating? We don't need heating. Let's just make it the fast way. Alright, we're gonna put some piles here. Okay, down here, all the way down. I don't think we're gonna do any kind of industry. We'll probably stick to offices because you can pack a lot of people inside an office. We will try to go for. We're gonna use a lot of assets from the. We're gonna use lots of assets from the workshop because we'll use lots of assets from the workshop. We'll try to get as nice of a city as we can. Public transport probably is not going to be a big priority because we don't need a city that is going to be flawless. We need a city that's going to be packed with people. We don't expect it to be perfect. We don't expect traffic to flow nicely. We just expect it to be as big of a city as it's humanly possible on such a small map. I don't know, this area, what does it equal to? It's probably, I don't know, it looks like an area suitable for a tiny town. So it's probably under 100 square kilometers. That's probably even less than that. I'm just talking nonsense here, excuse me for that. So we need to get our water supplies and we need to get, let's see, where does the water flow? Which way actually does it flow? It flows that way, okay. Let's get the services in first. So let's get, shall we go for something cheap? We don't have to go for something cheap. We have enough money. We are playing with unlimited money, as always. Sorry for that. If you don't like it, I don't know, it's up to you. I know it's kind of nice to build a self-sufficient city and blah 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 blah, but the thing is, to do that you need plenty of time, and we try to do things fast as we possibly can. So let's connect all of these. Okay, all right, that's good. So we're gonna get our water supply. Let's get as much as we can. We don't expect it to be absolutely perfect. What we want here is to get as many people, get them more or less satisfied, at least don't get them too angry to the point where they would just move out of the city. We need them to stick in the city. We're gonna use a lot of high density residential. We're gonna use a whole bunch of different things to make this happen. Okay, let's stick 1, 2, maybe 2 more of these. Please fit in. No, it's not gonna fit in. One here and yeah. I think we can squeeze that one in as well. Okay, let's connect the pipes. Okay, we'll need some electricity too. So let's get electricity part sorted. Highway, we're gonna keep highway as it is. We will probably remove this one if we can. It seems like we cannot remove it. Let's see, what can we do with it? Can we get it with move it mode? Yes, we can. So we're gonna remove this part here and this part here. Sorry, we're not gonna need that one today. We'll probably squeeze much more We'd probably squeeze some residential buildings inside that. Let's get some electricity. We're gonna use lots of these. Let's put all that stuff inside the water because we're not gonna waste any of that precious free area that we can build on. Let's get plenty so we can get this going. Can we squeeze one more inside here? Yes, we can. This is not ideal. The main point is that we can use water instead of wasting our precious land. Okay, anyway, probably we're gonna put in something like a nuclear power plant. That would do as well. Nuclear power plant, 640 megawatts. 640. That is kind of a good output. I think that is what we need. Okay, so we're gonna put most of our offices and stuff, probably gonna put them on this side here, and all of this is going to be residential. Let's make sure we don't waste any of the buildable area. Let's bring in some roads. Maybe this one will do. It has bikes and buses on it, so that is something that we could use. Okay, let's get it all the way down here. City is probably going to be gridlocked because we need to use up all of that space we've got. Okay, all the way up here. Okay, we can build that is out of the city limits. Maybe all the way up here. Okay, and connect to that one out of the city limits. Now we're gonna do that again. Out with that one, in with this one. Okay. All right, that one sorted. And let's see, where do we go from here? Okay, so probably we're not going to interrupt the highway traffic. Let's try to build kind of, what do you call it, the underpass or whatever that is. Anyway, we're going to put a road under that so that we don't interrupt any of the traffic. We don't want to have too much traffic on the highway. And we don't want to have them coming off the highway on this bit either. Let's go like that, and probably, yeah, and connect it up here. Good. And let's see how close we can get to the highway. Okay. All right, that looks good. This bit is connected. Let's move on to this side. All right, there is something that I haven't thought about, and that is the fact that we cannot build that close. We cannot get a crossing because of we cannot build a crossing here. We cannot build a bridge because of the treatment plant. We cannot. Shall we move it, or maybe not? Maybe not. We're gonna keep it like that for now. The highway. There is a bridge over that river, so probably we're gonna go under the bridge all the way here. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Okay, then we're gonna get a nice straight angle here. 90 degrees. Can we get it? Probably not. Okay, let's start from here. It will make. No, there's gonna be a terrible intersection. We don't have to do that, or we're gonna make our life very difficult if we do that. Let's make it like this. So we go straight here, and kind of a curve down here, and we're gonna leave it as a dead end right now. At the moment, we're gonna keep it like that. It's getting dark, so let's stop the time for now. We wanna see what we're doing here. So yeah, let's put it somewhere around here. Okay, we have plenty of people coming in, so we'll probably need some kind of intersection for them to get off of that road, right? Where do we get them off that road? They would probably need to go to the industry area. That makes sense, right? Let's try to get them a highway that goes to our industry area, just like that. Maybe a two-way one. We are not trying to build kind of a sufficiently sophisticated city. We're trying to build a city that can just function just good enough. We're not trying to make anything very sophisticated or well planned. Okay, that is not the greatest kind of way to do that, but that is okay for now. Let's keep it like that. Okay, we're gonna leave this side for now. Let's see what do we do here. We're gonna put some offices here, right? So we need some kind of a crossing, and once again here we'll probably go under the bridge. Okay, under the bridge, beautiful. Yeah, that will do. Okay, let's remove that bit here, and okay, let's get up here. Okay, connected to that one, and on the other end as well. All right, that is I'm not proud of this, but as long as it's working, it's all good. Says that I'm outside of the city limits, which is not true. Which is not true. Why are you doing that to me? Just the game's just making it difficult for me. Okay. Maybe like that. So we just wasted a couple of square centimeters. Anyway. All right. We're not trying to be very thoughtful. We're trying to squeeze in as many people as it's humanly possible. We don't need them to be happy. We don't need them to be very satisfied. We don't need them to be very satisfied. We just need them to move in, pay the taxes, live and die. Yeah. What can we do here? We need some kind of a grid, but that grid has to make some sense. Right, so let's cut this into 2 pieces like that. That is not ideal. It doesn't look like anything I would want it to. No, probably not like that. Okay, 89.8. Okay, let's just keep it like that. It's not that bad, come on. Okay, maybe another. I'm trying to be smart here. I'm trying to do all those collectors and arterias and blah 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 blah, whatever that is from the city planning stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once again, it just has to be just good enough for us to stuff as many people in as we can. Okay, we'll probably need some services as well. What kind of services are we going to put inside? That is still a question. We will probably go for something with a good capacity because we don't want to waste any of that precious land once again. Okay, we're gonna build right next to the highway. We don't really care about, pollution and all of those things. All we need is density. Okay, yeah, let's mirror that one on this side. Okay, that will go down there. No, I don't like that one. I think I'm going to remake this one. Okay, let's see what else shall we squeeze in. We'll probably squeeze in some entertainment, something like a football stadium. And let's see how much space do we actually need to put the residential that we're going to use here. We're gonna stick to our game changer. So yeah, it takes up, it doesn't take up that much space, so that means we can squeeze in quite a few of them. That is not going to look great, but we don't really need that. Let's see if we can go like that. One here. No, that wouldn't be enough. Okay, maybe we're gonna change our strategy. We're gonna go the other way around. Let's see what can we squeeze in. Yeah, that is already pretty wasteful to the point. We're not trying to build something great here. We're trying to build something full of people, right? Okay, that is not ideal, but we're gonna build it just like that right there. Okay, there you go. come on, it's not that bad. Imagine living. Some people actually have to live in Hong Kong, and they never complain about, you know, your neighbors looking at you while you're doing your morning routine. So yeah, let's try to squeeze in as many of these as we can. Once again, doesn't have to be too comfortable, doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to fit in. That's all we need for now. Ooh, I'm not sure I'm happy with this one. That actually looks absolutely, yeah, it looks terrible, but if we imagine that those buildings connect between each other and there is basically a one large building, maybe that could work, Okay, let's keep it like that for now. I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Now let's take a look at our city. It looks quite different. We've got a few residential buildings, and we had to put a whole bunch of unique buildings and monuments. And as you can see, this area, it's not going to be all that crowded. We're going to have a little bit of kind of entertainment and leisure area here. And let's see, what are we going to do about the residents? Alright, we're just going to speed it up from now, because otherwise it's going to take years to finish. It actually took me, I think it took me 2 days to finish building it. Anyway, let's plop as many residential buildings as we can. We're not talking about any kind of great comfort or any kind of specific kind of planning. All we need is density, 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 as much as we can get. This is why we're going to use this building from the workshop. I'm going to leave a link below the video. This asset is a Chinese residential building. Those guys, they know how to squeeze in as many people as humanly possible, or maybe even impossible. Anyway, we're going to plop all of these buildings. We're going to fill up entire area with these residential buildings. This side is going to be residential. The side across the river is going to be residential too, but we'll probably squeeze in some offices because they will need some work. They will need somewhere to work, and when it comes to work, we cannot build too much industry because industry won't give us enough density. So we're going to squeeze in those office buildings that can fit in up to 1,000 people. And this entire area, yeah, that's going to be residential and a little bit of office space on the side. And I'm thinking to reclaim a little bit of land from the river so that we could squeeze in even more residential. Anyway, we're going to figure out how to fix the traffic because we have quite a few people coming in. And the thing is, we don't have enough place for a good roundabout. We don't have enough place for any kind of good intersection. So what are we going to do? I don't know yet. We're going to just move on and squeeze in as many unique buildings as we can because we need a lot of them. Those unique buildings, why do we need them? We need them to figure out what to do with patients, what to do with education. We don't have enough space to squeeze in primary schools, elementary schools, whatever you want to call them. We just need as much residential as possible. And of course, we would love them to be able to move around. So I think we're going to put in some metro stations. We're not going to use anything other than the metro because otherwise it's going to take up the precious space. And let's see how far can we get. We're closing on 50,000. We're approaching 50,000. I think we're going to hit 50,000. 48,000. Let's squeeze in some more offices here and there. Okay, that looks good. And maybe this area, what do we do here? Let's put in some more offices and maybe some of the helicopter depots for the police, for the firefighters and so on. Those people need electricity. Let's give them some electricity the fastest way possible. We're just going to get them the wind power. And let's see, what are we going to do next? Let's move on. We're going to fit all of this with residential, and then we'll probably squeeze in a little bit of commercial for them to buy some stuff and for them to get a job, obviously. Okay, all of this is going to be residential. Let's squeeze it in. And policies, we'll probably adjust some policies. We're going to have free public transport. We want those guys to use as much public transport as possible, and once again we'll probably use metro. Okay, we're going to encourage biking. We're going to do everything it takes for them to commute without using their cars. And the population is almost 60,000 now, 61,000. Pretty good. I'm wondering if we can hit 280,000. I think that was kind of the record. Let's see if we can break that, if we can go up to 300,000. Anyway, people started moving in. We have quite a good density. We have a terrible unemployment, probably because we don't have enough offices. We might want to have to build some more. We already got plenty, but again, we have 60,000 people. They're all looking for a job. And I think we might remove that Central Park later on. Oh, holy moly, what happened there? We have a little bit of a problem with the water because the landscaping gone a little bit wrong. So we reclaimed some land, but well, what happened then is a lot of flooding. We'll have to figure it out real quick. And the population just hit 100,000. Let's move on, keep on moving. Alright, we'll need to wait for the water to go away before we can do anything else on the other side. Alright, let's get this done. Okay, we're gonna cut this off. I don't want them to go from this side. Probably we'll cut it off later on. I have no idea how bad the traffic is. I'm guessing it's around 30%, maybe even less than that. But we don't really care about the traffic. Remember, we just need as many people to come into the city as possible. And once again, most of those traffic jams, they are actually happening outside of our square. They're happening on the highway, and that is the area that we cannot control. So the best we can do is adjust everything inside the city, everything inside this one tile, and just let them be. Alright, that is starting to look like something. We've put up some more residential. Let's see if we can fill it all out with the residential buildings and a little bit of office spaces. Traffic is at 30%, as I told you. I wasn't wrong. 32%. I'm assuming it's going to go even worse. Let's put in some metro, otherwise the roads won't be able to handle that much traffic. We are approaching 140,000. That's going to be at 140 pretty soon, I assume. And let's put in some subway. I was thinking to do a loop on one side and then another loop on the other side, but now I'm thinking, what if we do one big loop, like it goes from one side to another and then back to the other side of the river. Let's see if that's going to work. I'm thinking we'll actually have to put. I think we'll have to put it. The metro will have to go underground, and then at some point there's going to be a crossing. We've got the bridge to do the crossing. Let's put in some lines. Not too bad. By the way, there is one little place that generates a lot of people, a lot of traffic, and that is, as you might have guessed, the space elevator. I think the space elevator carried up to 65,000 people last week. I think that was the data that we got. Let's see what is happening here. Metro, nobody's using them yet. Okay, we're going to change the color so that we can actually track which one is going which way. The traffic is getting worse. It's still 31%. Let's adjust this bit a little bit. Let's see if we can make it. Work. Maybe they would need one more point to get off the highway. We cannot squeeze it in there. We cannot squeeze it on this side. So they'll probably have to go all the way to the other side and then just get off the highway. Let's see if we could do that, if that's a possibility. Okay, we'll figure it out. Anyway, the metro started working. More people are moving in. We've just hit 150,000. Let's see, what do we do next? Squeeze in some more office. I think we're gonna squeeze more residential. We don't need that many offices. We're gonna squeeze in much more residential. Let's see if we can hit 300,000. And we will probably fit in some ferries so that they can go easily from one side to the other without using the subway, without going extra stations. If they just want to cross, they can use the ferry to do so. Alright, that is probably some really terrible planning, but the thing is, we are not trying to make it perfect, we are trying to make it work. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get the city that is going to function. We are not trying to get a city that's going to be perfect. We're not trying to get a green city. All that we need is density and conditions that will be just good enough for them not to move out of the city. let's see how do we fix this. We still have some place to fit in residential and maybe some more offices. We're definitely gonna get rid of the Central Park. We needed it to get one of the monuments or unique buildings, so we built it. I think we are definitely going to remove it, replace it with some other kind of a park, and let's see how that works out. Yay, that looks so much better. We've got a large park and we've got some place to squeeze in some offices. We've got more residential. We've just hit 291,000 residents. 290,000. Let's see how far can we go. How far can we actually get with all this? It's getting crazier and crazier. 338,000 people. 338,000. We're breaking all the records. I don't think it's going to be possible to build anything bigger than this. Well, unless we remove some of the unique buildings, but then it's not going to make just as much sense. Let's see how much population can we get in the end. Let's see, 350,000, 399,000, and we're about to hit 400,000 people. 400,000 people in one bloody square. 400,000. Can you imagine that? We just squeezed 400,000 people inside of this one. 400,000, and that just keeps growing. They just keep moving in. They just keep moving in. They don't want to go anywhere else. They want to come to the Squareville. That is their new home. That is their new place to be. All right, I think we're just gonna leave it at that. 400,000. I never imagined that could get that high. Of course, we have lots of problems. We have problems with the traffic. We have problems with the garbage cleaning, but that's not the point. 400,000 people. That couldn't get any more satisfying. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.